me know if you can hear me clear. Much love, my friends, we're all here. Drop your drop, come join the day. Hippy dippy vibes, lead the way. No drama here, just peace and thread. Be positive, lift up instead. Creative hands and yarn that flows. A circle of hearts where kindness grows. This is Dee's Creative Hands Crochet.
Hey everybody, this is Dee. I've been meaning to make this video for like 2 weeks, but it's been really hard for me to make these lists. The Crafty Goddess tagged me in this, and basically what it is 10 of my favorite books and 10 of my favorite movies. Well, I have a gap in my memory because of my mini stroke that I had. So this was a really difficult thing for me. And then the other thing is I started using Audible like years ago, so I can crochet and just listen to books. And so, I'm going to do the best I can with this. And as far as movies go, I'm all over the gamut. I mean, literally all over the gamut. Mark watches movies every single day. Every single day. And so I'm all over the place with this. Like, I'm watching over my shoulder, So here we go. We're going to give it a shot. Okay, books. The first one I put on my list was Secret Garden. That was the first book. My auntie gave it to me, and it was the first book that I ever completed, and it was about that thick. I was pretty proud of myself. It was the first book that I ever, like a larger book that can say that I ever read from beginning to end. And then when my granddaughter, the Bailey, was younger, I gave the book to her, and it became her favorite book. And as a matter of fact, my daughter said she'd give it back to me. If you don't know, my granddaughter passed away. And so anyways, The Secret Garden was my favorite book when I was growing up because I read the whole book and I was proud of myself. And then there's the little things, like Curious George and Dr. Seuss, those things that I used to read to my kids, and some of it was around when I was young, so I like those kind of books. And then, this is going to sound really weird, but the encyclopedia and the dictionary. And the reason why I like those ones so much is because my great-grandpa, when I was growing up, he was super, super smart, okay? He was a scientist. He was just really smart. And we'd go over to visit, or I'd stay the weekend or whatever with him and my great-grandma. And I used to call him Daddy Jim. And he would set me in his lap, and he would get a dictionary, and he'd say, pick a word. And I was little. And I would pick a word. Well, he passed away before I turned 5. So this is something that is way, way back. So anyways, I would sit on his lap, and I would pick a word, and he would read the word to me and have me pronounce it correctly, and then give me the meaning, and that was in the dictionary, but then also give me a meaning that I could understand as a 4-year-old. And he did this every day that I was around him. And he also would do this in encyclopedias. He would, take a section and he would read it to me, something he thought I'd be interested in. I was always an outside kid, tomboy, playing in the trees, catching snakes, that kind of kid. So he would look at things about nature and, about things like that. So the dictionary, Encyclopedia Britannica is what we used to call them. They're really dear to my heart because of my great-grandpa. So, anyways, yeah. And then, growing up also, I have favorite books, and the reason they're my favorite books is because of memories and because of feelings that I get when I think about them. Like Alice in Wonderland. My uncle read that book to me, And then Through the Looking Glass, I read on my own. But he also, when he passed away, you know, I'm an old lady, so everybody that was important to me young are gone. When my Uncle Al, who was, again, a scientist, passed away, in his closet, from the Franklin Mint was the entire collection of Alice in Wonderland dolls, and they were for me. And they're big dolls. They're not, you know, little tiny dolls. These are big dolls. And there's everything. There's, you know, or not Alice in Wonderland. Wizard of Oz is what I'm trying to say. Brain. Wizard of Oz. So he got me Toto and Dorothy and the grandma and the wizard and the lion and the Tin Man. Oh, brain. The Tin Man, the lion, and the Scarecrow. I also got the Wicked Witch, Glinda the Good Witch, the Lollipop Kids, the Lullaby Girls. Yeah, he bought all the dolls for me. So, Wizard of Oz is one of my favorites. And Alice in Wonderland is also a book that he read to me, and I have statues of Alice and, you know, all the different characters. So those two are real important to me as well. But like I said, once again, it's, you know, because of memories. Another one that my mom used to read to us kids all the time. And it wasn't kid books. My mom would read us, well, you'll see. One was the Guinness Book of World Records. She was always reading me the Guinness Book of World Records. As a matter of fact, I had a deep fear of sharks for the longest time because she was telling me about the largest shark in the Guinness Book of World Records. And we had a pretty big yard, she'd say. And it was as large as from our front corner of our property to the backyard corner. It was like 200 and something feet or something. And I was like, oh my God. And immediately I was terrified of sharks. And then Jaws came out later. And, you know, but I'm still kind of afraid of them, but they don't freak me out. Anyway, so the Guinness Book of World Records was always one of my favorite books. You know, we would go, wow, check this out, you know, and always get the new one, you know, that came out and all that. So that brings back some memories. And my mom was really into Stephen King. She loved Stephen King. So one of the books that she read me, I think I was a young teenager, maybe not, I don't know, whenever The Shining came out, my mom would sit down and she would read us kids a chapter of The Shining, of all things, right? My mom was an old hippie, you know, whatever. And then Carrie, that was another one that she read. And then the book that I have now, like I said, I'm mainly on Audible, but I bought this book because I'm really into true crime. And Dr. Bricado is one of my very, very favorite true crime people. And he wrote a book called The New Evil, which is a book that gives categories starting at 1 to, I think, 20-something, I forget the last number, categories of offenders. And it was a very interesting book to me. It made me, when I'm watching true crime, it made me kind of think about things differently. And so, yeah, I know, like I said, I'm all over the place. It's really weird. My movies are just as weird. Okay, so my very favorite movie is Practical Magic. I love Practical Magic. I've watched it 20 times, and I'm not that kind of person. Usually if I watch a movie, I watch it once, I'm done, you know. Mark will repeatedly watch the same movies, and so I've caught a few of these movies more than once, but not on my doing. So anyways, yeah, so the Practical Magic is my favorite. I love Labyrinth. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Love that movie. Just enjoyed it. It was just cute and wonderful, and the singing and just all of it. I love that. Green Mile. Oh my gosh, do I love that movie. That movie just was just awesome as far as I'm concerned. And then, of course, Forrest Gump is one of my favorites. You like Green Mile, you're going to like Forrest Gump and, you know, whatever. It's that kind of genre, I guess. And I love John Wick movies. And that's because Keanu Williams is that his name? Yeah. Keanu is my pretend husband in Hollywood, just so you know. Rocky Horror Picture Show. That one was when I was a teenager. We used to dress up like characters from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And we'd go to the movies and we'd be dressed up. And then whenever the part came in that was whatever person you were dressed up as came in, you'd get in the aisle at the you know, movies, and you do your bit, you know. People used to throw bread, stuff. I mean, I don't know. If you know, you know. Anyways, Rocky Horror Picture Show was one of my favorites. Had a lot of fun with that as a teenager. As an adult, one of my favorites is What About Bob? I love that movie. I laugh every time. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I've laughed every single time I've watched it. And a little, you know, Harry Potter. You guys know. I mean, me and Mark watch Harry Potter all the time. I love Harry Potter. That's also, I've not read the books, but I did listen to them on Audible, so I don't know if that counts. Another one of my favorite books favorite movies is Pearl Harbor. If you guys have ever seen that movie, it's an awesome, awesome movie, and the depiction of the tragedies and stuff like that. But it's just a cool movie. I just enjoy watching it. And last but not least is Medicine Man. And if you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it. It's very, very cool. I forget the name of the actor because the brain, you know. But it's a man who's in the jungle, and he is a scientist, and he finds a cure for cancer. And it's just a very cool movie, and it's called Medicine Man. So there you have it. I know, I'm all over the place. Little kid stuff, teenager stuff. I'm all over the place with this stuff. But those are my favorite movies, as far as I can remember. And those are my favorite books, as far as I can remember. Okay, I'm supposed to tag some people in this. And so I am going to tag Mama G Gear. If you're not subscribed, go over to these people I'm telling you about. Mama G Gear, I'm tagging you, I guess is what it's called. Frizzy B, I'm tagging you. Diana D Loves Yarn, I'm tagging you. MDL Crochets, Michael, I'm tagging you if you haven't already done it, because I think you might have. And then last but not least, Nova Gnome Creations. So those are the ones that I wrote down to tag because I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say. And once again, it's your 10 favorite books and your 10 favorite movies. Well, thank you very much, the Crafty Goddess, for making my brain go. It took me, I don't know, 2 weeks. I don't know how long it took me to figure it out and write it down and decide, you know. But I think that's as close as I'm going to get, to be totally honest with you, with the memory I've got. So anyways, thank you so much for tagging me, the Crafty Goddess. If you're not subscribed, go over and subscribe. And I'm looking forward to seeing the people that want to do it. And, you know, those are the people I tagged. But if this is something that you would enjoy doing on your channel, please feel free to say, hey, Dee told me about this, and, you know, whatever. That's totally cool with me. All right, guys, that's it for now. I just wanted to do this to show you guys, or to do the tagging, I guess. I don't know what you call it. Oh, my gosh, my brain. Okay, I love you guys so much. Much love, my friends. I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.